today's live stream video, I'm going to be discussing with my guests his reselling business. And we're going to get into the meat and potatoes about reselling Amazon returns, the wherefores and whatnots of how to do that. So I'll bring my guest on very shortly, and we'll have a great conversation about reselling Amazon returns. Every Wednesday, guys, I have a reselling show, and I typically interview another reseller, and I have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to make us more profitable and successful resellers. So if you're a reseller or you're interested in becoming a reseller, then you're in the right place. I'm going to pop in the chat and say hello to a few people and thank my moderators, and then she'll get started very shortly. Randy, thank you, sir. Appreciate you being here and moderating. Sharon, appreciate you also being here and moderating. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Who else is in the chat? We have our guest in the chat, and I'm sure the rest will be filling in very shortly, guys. So the notice did go out, so we'll have some people filling in very shortly. So like I tell you all the time, I don't like to keep the people watching the replay waiting. So let me bring on my guest, and I'll have him introduce himself. Hello, sir. You're up.
What's up, Adam?
Good to have you here. Appreciate you joining us tonight.
Appreciate you having me, man. I'm so glad to be here on AdamsExploits' YouTube channel. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for everyone in the chat joining us today. I'm glad that you guys could make it. You know, it makes me feel good that people care this much about little me coming and talking for an hour. So I think that's pretty cool.
Like I said, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself as far as, you know, where you're from, a little bit about your personal information and how you got involved in reselling, basically.
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Ray. I am one half of the Nashville Flippers. The other half is my brother-in-law, Dustin. He couldn't make it today because, you know, he has work and he has a little boy and all that good stuff. But he says, go out there and kill it, guys. He made sure he said to tell you guys that. But we do live in the Nashville area. We like to source just like everybody else. We like to go to Goodwills, thrift stores, and yard sales, garage sales, estate sales, auctions. But really, our bread and butter that we like to do each and every Saturday is we like to go to the stores called liquidation bin stores. And what this is there's different stores where it's a bunch of liquidated goods that get liquidated from either Amazon, Target, Best Buy, Home Depot, just different stores. And usually on restock days or anywhere from $5 to $10. Currently, we're going to one that's $7 every restock day. And then every day it gets cheaper and cheaper until it comes back around and it's restock day. So that's usually where we get most of our items, the bread and butter, like Adam likes to say. And but besides that, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am married. I've been married for 10 years. I currently don't have any children yet, but I would love some children here in the near future. And I do this part-time, so I do have a full-time job. My full-time job, I am a accountant for a transportation company for some car auctions. And so we do that. Our office is based out of Nashville. So I do that full time and I do enjoy it very much so. And just to get my creative juices going, we started this reselling business with Dustin, my brother-in-law, and we do have a YouTube channel, the Nashville Flippers, where we just hit over 2K yesterday, which is completely awesome because we've been grinding on that for sure. And YouTube is a grind, as Adam knows. And so Instagram, the Nashville Flippers. You can also follow us on TikTok, the Nashville Flippers. And we just started a podcast not too long ago called This Week in Reselling, where we have a live guest on YouTube every Sunday night, and we take the audio and we put it in a podcast form where you can listen to it anywhere you listen to podcasts, and it's awesome. We just had a guest last Sunday. His name is Julio, the Mexican Picker, and it's awesome, Adam, because his full-time job is being a reseller, but his part-time job is being in a mariachi band. So I thought that was super awesome that he does both of those. So we had some great questions for him. And if you guys want to catch that, you can listen to it, of course, anywhere you get your podcasts, This Week in Reselling, or you can watch watch it on Spotify, This Week in Reselling, and you can also watch it on our YouTube channel. So that's pretty much about it, Adam, for just a quick little introduction. I collect hats and sneakers and toys and video games and all kinds of stuff. So those are kind of like my niches.
Oh,
So,
I didn't realize you were a sneakerhead and like
yeah, that's
caps.
kind of to answer your question. I know that you said, how did I get into reselling?
Right.
So this is kind of a long story. So in school, when I was going to college, I was going to college for art and design, right? And so I stumbled across this like overall idea, and I was taking this design class. And so one of the principles in design is when you're designing something is that your form has to come after the function of whatever you're designing. Does that make sense? So like, for instance, if a designer is designing a new Corvette, it's like the purpose of the Corvette is like to go fast and do all this thing. So you got to get all the engines parts in there and all that. And then afterwards is like the design of it, the form of it. Gotcha. Goes after the function. So of course I'm really at the time I'm like, well, I can't afford a car. So the only thing that I could afford was kind of, follows the same concept, were basketball sneakers. So I got into buying basketball sneakers because when, there's this really great designer that designed most of the retro Air Jordans. His name was Tinker Hatfield. And to this day, he's like one of my heroes. So that's kind of the same thing, is that he followed whenever he was designing a shoe for Michael Jordan. It's like, okay, Mike needs to do this, Mike needs to do that. So you put in all the components of what Mike needs to do, and then afterwards it's the design. So I started buying a bunch of sneakers. At the time, it wasn't really like a big thing. And I had boxes and boxes of sneakers, and I said, well, let's liquidate something. And I figured out that I could sell most of my sneakers on eBay. Did that first. And then I kind of quit selling on eBay for a while. And then I just started picking it back up. I went to, I think it was like a dollar store, and I found something that was like $1. And I looked it up on eBay because I knew how to like look up comps and stuff like that. And I said, well, this dollar item, I can flip it on eBay for $20. It's like, so that's how I kind of got the ball rolling. Started going to thrift stores, and it just grew from there,
So you wouldn't have any family members or friends. You just kind of like, you were a sneakerhead. It's like, hey, I can make money reselling these sneakers.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was like I had the passion for sneakers.
Right.
And I just had too many sneakers at the time. And so
I got to wear one pair at a time.
I need to get rid of them. So it's like, okay, now I know how to like resell the sneakers. And at the time, this was probably back in 2009 when I was like liquidating my sneakers. And you see all these sneakers right here. These are all for sale. They're being liquidated again.
Okay.
So I mean, I got stuff in here that is super old that I don't know. It's different. And I have the same passion for ball caps now that I do for sneakers, because sneakers, they're getting hard to get, and the design and concept doesn't really strike me as much as some designs that other people are doing. So that's how I got into it.
Well, it's good that you're in the hats and caps, because I don't know if you saw, we have the cap guy and JT.
There you go. There you go. He might know a lot.
Believe me, he'll know.
Yeah.
Don't learn anything about caps, you check out Bobby's channel. The cap
just
guy
real quick, I want to show this one off. I just got this one. Of course, this is the Atlanta Braves. This hat is from Hat Club, which if you guys aren't buying and reselling hats from Hat Club, you need to, because it's crazy. So this hat is they have collections that come out like every week or every so often. So this hat is it's out of their Badlands collection. So it's kind of like a Mad Max kind of vibe. So that's why it's like maroon with orange and yellow. And on the side, it's got the Braves 30th anniversary patch, as you can see there. And I like to put pins on my hat. So this pin actually came with the hat. And I got this Stone Cold beer can on there. And so the under is an orange color. And on the back, it's got the flat Batterman logo with the maroon, orange, and yellow. So, I mean, there's some hats out there that are, they're selling for like $900 because they're rare.
Insane.
Yeah, it's a ball cap, you know.
Well, if you know that business, and I was watching Johnny's show, I know you've been in Johnny's shop before, and
Mhm.
Bobby was in there, and Bobby, popped on the panel a little bit
Yeah,
this
yeah,
morning.
I saw him this morning.
Yeah, and he was talking about how he paid 50 cents for these two of a kind caps. He's sold for $38. That's a hell of a markup.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's not $900, but I'd take
Yeah.
50 and a 38 any day of the week.
Yeah. Oh, all day, all day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, because I talked to you before, you didn't tell me I like those kind of niche. So, but you're getting starting to kind of liquidate some of that stuff. Should be selling some of those
Yeah, and
caps, and
I
sneakers,
don't
and
necessarily like buy shoes to resell. That's more of
gotcha.
like a passion. So it's like if I see a sneaker out, I know what it is, you know. Like I don't like I'm not on every Saturday trying to get like the latest sneakers, you know, because I really don't care to buy any of the new sneakers because all the sneakers that are coming out I've already had and they're not made as good as they are before, but
That's
all the
true.
shoes that I used to have are falling apart because they're not meant to last that long,
Well, that's the
you
problem.
know.
Yes,
So I'm just waiting
you're
for
quite a bit
certain
younger than me, but they're not made like they used to. It's
yeah, they're not. And you know, and they're so hard to get. And if I want a pair of shoes, I gotta pay like $1,000 for
that's
some,
insane. That's
yeah,
insane.
which is stupid, you know. So it's like, I'm over it, you
Well,
know.
there's a pro tip for you from Bobby the Cap guy. He
Let's
says
see.
Pepsi 3 stripes with Pepsi cap as a button sold for $2,000.
Oh wow. Is that like what a Pepsi three striper with Pepsi cat? What is that like a Pepsi can? Is he talking about a Pepsi can or
I'm not sure, but I mean, like I said, he's the guy to go to if you have any questions about caps. I know he always talking about these 3 stripe hats, and apparently they go like in different categories. I mean, and Bobby could explain better than I, but I mean, it crosses all kind of fields. Could be.
nice?
But I know he always says the 3 stripe hats are the ones you want to be on the lookout for.
Okay.
So let me get, like I said, I want to get into like kind of we're kind of filling up now with people, but I want to talk a little bit
Yeah.
about in general about your reselling business, and then we'll dive a little more in detail into the Amazon returns. Bobby says the bottle cap is the button on the top. Okay,
Oh,
gotcha,
okay. That makes
gotcha.
sense. That's cool.
That's unusual. Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's get a little bit into you're predominantly on eBay now. I know you said eventually you're going to try to get into some other platforms, maybe Amazon, but right now you're probably 99% on eBay.
I would say 100% on eBay.
100%
I
on
mean,
eBay. Okay.
the big, you know, I would say if I had to put up, 99.8, because the big items I like to sell on Facebook Marketplace, just to
Right.
like the other day I found a Goodwill for $3.99. I found I don't know if anybody plays disc golf, but it's a disc golf cart. So it's basically like think of like luggage, and it's got the little thing, that you
Okay.
prop up. So it's like a bag that goes in the cart, and it has wheels that you can carry and you can sit on it. So you put your disc in it and you can just carry around the disc golf course. So $3.99. It's worth a brand new one is like $200. So
Wow.
this one does have some wear and tear. You can tell it's been in the garage for a while.
Okay.
So I sold that for like 150 on Facebook Marketplace
And you paid
because I didn't want
$3
to
for
ship it. $3.99. Yeah.
$4. I'm sorry, I was off a dollar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still awesome because and the wheels lit up and all that stuff because
Really?
I used to
Okay.
play disc golf like a lot, and I knew my regular bag, I paid full price for it, and I paid like over $100 for it.
Okay.
And I've always wanted a cart, but those carts were like over $200. So it's like
That's
I could
insane.
never justify the price. But for someone that's looking for one on Facebook Marketplace, they're like, yeah, I'll pay $100 for it because it's worth like 200. But again, like I said, it was used, and some of the netting pockets on the side were a little torn, so they were happy to get it though.
But you obviously knew what it was. I would say probably 99% of the people that
Yeah,
shopped
right
that
off the
Goodwill
bat.
had no idea what it was.
Right
Yeah.
off the bat, I was like, I know those things are, because the bag goes inside this cart, and then there's like a weird, like almost like a roll cage that goes up so people can sit on it. Because some people usually bring stools and stuff because you're waiting on people to
Right.
throw
For
their
those of you
disc.
who don't know, basically, I mean, the older people, basically, it's like frisbees. Like when he says disc,
Yeah,
they're playing like frisbee golf, and you're throwing into like it's like a hopper, like a basket kind of thing.
exactly.
You want to have it go in. So yeah, the only reason I know a little bit about it is one of the YouTube creator, the technical guys, the electronic guys that had a channel. Every once in a while, he would do like a live stream where he would actually be out on the course and playing disc golf and
Oh, nice.
just
Yeah.
talking, and he's out in Washington State.
Oh,
So
okay. And that's a bolo, guys. If you guys find disc off disc, they're not cheap. I mean, a brand new one is like
he was talking about
$30.
that too. Yeah, they're pricey.
Yeah, they're pricey. So that's another thing. Is you find disc off disc, they're pricey, and they all
Now,
have different weights and the way that they turn. And there's drivers, putters, mid rangers, all that good stuff.
now, are there specific brands that they specialize, you know, in the disc golf?
Yeah, there's like the big one is like I think it's Innova is the big one. It's kind of like
Innova,
the
okay.
Nike of disc.
Gotcha.
And there's
Okay.
different names for different kinds of disc, and people like certain ones. And there's different plastics, Adam. So the softer the plastic, the more expensive it's going to be for some reason. I think the way that it flies or something like that.
I was just saying, I was curious if that has something to do with the flight as far as the weight or the density of it.
If you're right-handed, you're throwing like this, so naturally the disc is going to come up
right
and then fall to the left if you're right-handed.
Gotcha.
So, and if you throw it underhand, it's going to come the other way. But certain disc, they can hold that straight line longer. And so depending on how you throw it or how you want to throw it, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing out there.
So Innova is one of the brands if you're out thrifting or at yard
Innova,
sales or garage sales. Or
Dynamic Disc. And there's athletes that are sponsored by these brands that they work. That's what they do full time is they go like PGA Tour members, you know, they'll go and play all these different disc courses.
Okay, cool. That's interesting. Like guys, like you never know. I mean, just like sometimes, like that's why I have the show. I mean, I want other people to share their expertise, and just sometimes just in general conversation. I mean, I didn't know that Ray was a disc golfer, and I had no idea that one of these disc golf carts would be worth $300 new, and he took $4 and turned it into over $100. So I mean,
exactly.
So that's I'm not saying we can all find those at our local Goodwills, but something to put in your memory bank, and if you run across it.
I mean, you maybe. The best place to probably find something like that would be like a garage
or something, or
like a garage sale, because someone maybe play the sport and they don't want to play it anymore, or their mom, maybe a kid moved to college and he left all his disc golf bags and his disc golf disc there, and it's like, just get rid of it, and
that's
a
like
whole
with
bag
golf
full
clubs.
Of disc. I mean, it's gonna be like $1,000,
That's with the golf clubs too, because I mean, constantly they want the better and greater things, and they're liquidating what they have, and it's just taking up space. And Mike Flipping Goodies is really in the golf clubs, does extremely well with golf clubs. But I got to reach out to Mike because I have a couple putters. I got to find out because guys, I've said several times about the postage rates going up, and Randy was kind enough to send me, I guess, because he's got to actually have a rep with the post office, so he sent me some of the new price increases. But that's one of the things I think, and Maggie's in the chat, I believe it's anything longer than 21 inches is going to be a price increase. So they said they have to handle that manually, and they're trying to discourage that. So it's going to be one of the big surcharged items.
Oh so man, when is that going into effect?
It's in January. Randy, if you want to pop that in the chat, I believe it's. I don't want to give you big guys bad information. Yeah. I believe it's like the 16th of January.
So what they're doing? January.
They're pulsing rates. They raised the rates for the holidays. Yeah. Then they're going to drop them December 26th. Then they're going to go back up again in January. And then this is one of the really large increases. 22 inches. Thank you, Maggie.
Okay.
This is one of they're going to surcharges plus increase the rates. I had posted a couple times on my Facebook group. I know Sharon's been sharing it when I get the information about the postal rates. But like a padded flat rate envelope is going up $1. I mean, $1's $1. I mean, especially if that's your primary thing you ship things in.
That's a lot.
You got to figure
if you're selling,
and then your fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. So I always remind you guys. And before I forget, I wrote it in my notes. It's not in my document notes. Reminder, and I just did it today, and my bad. I almost forgot to order my eBay store supplies. So remember, guys, it's once a quarter, so you have to order before the end of the year, or those old saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So make sure you take advantage of that store coupon. Exactly. So I had ordered, Bobby the Cap guys in the chat. I ordered some boxes basically to ship out my higher end baseball cap, something that's like $25, $30. I ship it in a box as opposed to like a envelope.
Gotcha.
So that's what I do. So
yeah, okay. I ship a lot of those Guitar Hero guitars, and so I have to put two boxes together, and wrap them up.
Box it, right?
It's gonna be higher. especially the Rock Band guitars, the neck doesn't detach.
Oh, I didn't want to do that. I want to do
The
this one. Okay.
the Guitar Hero guitars, the neck detaches and you can put it, make it a little smaller. But the Rock Band ones is just one long guitar. So, but like I said, like he said too, it's like FedEx or UPS would be better.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. I started again. I'm learning like everybody else, guys. And it was in the chat earlier. We're talking about the disc golf and stuff. And I always say any day you learn something new is a good day.
That's right.
Again, that's the reason I have this channel, guys. I mean,
we have
who knew I was going to talk about disc golf. I knew we were going to talk about Amazon returns.
Exactly.
But I know we have a good disc golf. So we picked up a couple, tidbits and bolos just talking about the conversation.
We have a good segment on our live stream. We call it Skip or Flip. And what I do is I present to the guest an item that they don't know anything about it, and just if they see it at a thrift store, at a garage sale, are they skipping, or are they flipping? And one of the things that we have on this week, because Dustin actually found one this Saturday at the bin store, and we've never seen it. It's a pool cue. But on the pool cue, it looks like there's like a target on it and different numbers and stuff like that. So it's like a training pool cue, and it's worth about like $40. So, and we picked it up for $7, but we didn't even know that existed, but people use it to train, hit, certain spots on the pool cue to know where it's going. So it's like a training pool cue. I didn't even know it existed.
Right. Well, it's something different. I mean, like I said, you never know. And like I said, I just want to get into the meat and potatoes in a little bit, but I want to talk to you about your eBay store, and then we'll get into like breaking down like the Amazon returns, how you find things, how you basically side pricing and whatever. I'd like to have some basic questions I want to ask you about your eBay store first. So I want to get a little bit about your how you set up your store, and I mean that's kind of like the $64,000 question as far as how you run your store. Do you guys run sales, or you're keen to running sales, or you don't really get involved in running sales?
We really don't run any sales. Most of our items are priced competitively, of course, but we make sure to put best offer on all of our items. And I mean, if it's a good offer, or if it's something that has been sitting for a while, we just get it in and get it out. You know what I mean? I'm more of that quick nickel instead of that slow dime on the majority of our items,
Right. Well, that was the other thing, and it came up in the chat last week. I was talking about how you price things, and if you include free shipping or not, and if you price them towards the lower end of the marketplace, or you mark them up a little bit extra to have that little padding to do best offers. That was my next question. If you do offer best offers, and you do have best offers on your
best offer, and I mean, of course, what you have. Like for instance, if I have I don't know, like let's say I have a Super Smash Brothers Melee for the GameCube game that's worth like $100. I know I'm probably not gonna take any less than $100 because I know that eventually it's gonna sell.
Right.
But if I have like, let's say like some Levi jeans, I'm probably going to be taking best offer, because depending on what they are, like if it's just like a run of the mill Levi jeans, there's like a billion of those out there, so it's like if I'm going to be making money, on it, like get it in, get it out. But if it's something that's more rare, or if it's it's going to sell eventually, like a video game or a camera equipment or something like that people actually need or want, that's desirable, then I'll take a best offer. But I know there's not much wiggle room on things like that, because I know that eventually people will buy it for full price.
Now, do you have any kind of like system? And I talk about it all the time. And if you have a decent amount of listings, you can get watchers on your listings. Do you have a system in place where you send out offers to watchers?
I mean, it depends. I usually every morning, like one of those things, you get up in the morning, usually it's like when I'm at work, I'll go to my work, I'll check my work email, then I'll check my personal email, then I'll check my Nashville Flippers email, and then eBay and stuff like that. So I look to see if there's any watchers on items. I look to see what the items are, and then I'll do a best offer. I usually do that daily.
Okay.
But if I forget, the Fridays are usually the day that I try to put in some really good best offers, because that's usually when people get paid. You know what I mean? True. That's a good idea. So that's when you try to make an offer that they can't refuse and is enticing, and then they got money in their pocket. So that's usually when I send out the better best offers, because that's usually when people accept them a lot better, quicker.
So what's your philosophy as far as like marking things up, and then how do you decide? This depends on how long you've had the product or item for sale. Or
Yeah,
how you
there's usually
determine?
like I don't, like I said, if I don't like to have anything over that 90 days.
Okay.
Like 90 days, they'll probably get like a good 25 to 30% off an item. Of course, I have to make money on it. Like the goal
Right.
is to net some money. I don't want to lose money on anything.
Sure.
But if it's over 100 days or 110 or 120, it's like if I break even, I'm okay. Because sometimes you'll get some bad buys. You know what I mean? It's like
True.
it's part of the business. So it's just like it's better to break even and get that money back in circulation to buy better things.
Buy something, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They all can't be doubles and triples and home runs. Sometimes
Exactly.
singles, and sometimes strike out. So sometimes you just got to take your losses and move on.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about sales, best offers. What else did I want to ask you about your business? You said you're doing it part-time currently. Do you have any intention of doing that full-time? Because you said you love doing your accounting work.
It depends. I mean, I do like my current job. I mean, maybe down the road when I'm retired and I'm an old man and
right,
don't want to work for anybody else, maybe I'll do that by myself. But the thing is, like, if I were to do it full time, I would want to scale like big time. I'm not just going to be doing the same thing I'm doing now.
Oh, no, right.
I would scale to a point to where I'll probably have a warehouse and I'll be buying pallets. I'll be really getting it, because it's like, I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to go to a thrift store. I'm trying to buy big things. You know what I mean? I'm trying to build an empire, if you will. So
trying to build an empire. Exactly.
I just skipped the traffic, Joni, so I know exactly what you mean. And it's Christmas traffic too. So everyone's crazy.
I was just talking to Ray about that earlier.
Yeah, Joni lives here. She lives here.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, me and Joni, we've met each other and we've talked, and she knows about the Nashville traffic. So, like I said, I was glad that I got home when I did. So,
I walked out of one store. I just said, no way. I was gonna pick out one or two things I didn't have to have. It wasn't a Christmas present or anything. I need this. It's like, well, I'm here. Let me go. I was like, no. And then another place I was going to buy some ethnic, like holiday things. And like I drove by the store. It was like I had to go to Sam's. It was near Sam's. Like I drove by. There was like 40 people wrapped around the store. I said, that ain't happening.
Oh, wow. Are they still doing like so many people in the store kind of thing in New Jersey?
Not at this point, no.
No, okay.
So that was the other thing.
A lot of people.
You're going to be packed in a store. I mean, literally, people were like a foot and a half apart, wrapped around the store. So they're going to be wrapped in the store. And I share with the chat, I have some health issues. Like, there's no way I'm going to stand in line for 45 minutes to an hour. I just wanted some like holiday specialty things that my family. My mother was Polish. So back in the day, we used to get, Polish specialties for, Christmas Eve and Christmas. I said, you know what? I'll get it after the holidays.
Like no way I'm waiting. Like, what's a Polish specialty? Like, you're talking about
like Polish sausage, like foods. Yeah, like kielbasa, which is Polish sausage. Pierogies, which are kind of like raviolis, but the Polish version of it.
Oh.
They do a beet soup with mushrooms in it. They call it's borscht in Polish. It's borscht in Russian.
Okay.
So they have babka, which is like a cheese, like a yeast cake with cheese in it. So I said, I'm going to pick up some, like, just, reminisce about the, the holidays and stuff. It's like, well, I'm not standing in line for 45 minutes. Like I said, and everybody's all like packed together. It's like, no. So I actually have a butcher that makes the Polish sausage from scratch. He has smoked Polish sausage and fresh. And I literally go right to the butcher's. It's like 15 minutes from here, right across the bridge in Philadelphia. So, I mean, it's phenomenal. So I was going to go there, but it's like, if I drove around today, it's like, I don't think I want to be anywhere in traffic tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe put it on the list for tomorrow. First thing.
Well, I have a chiropractor's point. It's like, well, if I want to go to chiropractor and then go to Philadelphia, or do I want to I may just go and just drive by. And if it's like insane, I'll just say, it's $5 for the bridge toll and just go pass by and say, I'm done. I'll come back. That sounds delicious.
I've never had Polish sausage.
Oh, you got to go. It's 10 times better than the stuff you get in like the supermarket.
Oh, I bet.
Like you can get like Hillshire Farm. I don't know what brands you have down in Nashville, but Hillshire Farms and those type of brands is 10 times better.
Yeah, I believe it for sure.
Anyway, I'm gonna put this on for about 2 minutes, guys, because it can get very warm in here. So since
There
it's
he
the
is. Look
holidays,
at that. Saint Nick himself. Look at
there you
there.
go. Ho ho ho! I got a little bit of gray beard going on here. So all right, so we'll wear this for like about 2 minutes, and we'll take it off since it's the Christmas special. All right, so we talked pretty much about your reselling business. You're 100% on eBay, other than, like I said, if you have some large items. And while we're on that, which then we're going to hop into the Amazon returns. You had told me about your best flip. It's something that Dustin had found at the Amazon bins, and what was that?
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about this earlier. He found this Sony camera lens. He sold it for $1,200, and he bought it for
$1,200. He paid $7 for it.
Yeah, but which that's
a flip.
crazy, because that the same day, Dustin also found a remote control, like a RC remote control for like a drone.
Okay.
That he sold for $300.
Wow.
And then I found a Chromebook, which I still have because I haven't listed it, and I think that goes for around $200. Which I found that first, and I thought, oh man, this is going to be like a really good day. And then Dustin completely one up me by finding the camera lens and finding the remote control for the drone. So that day was probably like one of our best days sourcing.
Now, like I said, we might as well, I guess we'll just roll right into the Amazon. Now, something like electronics like that, like the Chromebook, is there a way you can, I mean, obviously the battery probably wasn't charged, right? So there's no way you know.
No, and that's the thing that it's sitting in my garage right now, because I'm like, well, should I sell it? Should I not sell it? And I still need you can kind of tell if it, like if you look at the box, you can kind of tell if it's been used,
it was
or
damaged or used, or right?
Yeah, you can, like, after doing it a lot, you can kind of tell. And if it doesn't work, they'll just return it, and it is what it is, and I'll sell it for parts. I only got $7 in it, so.
Well, that's the thing too.
Yeah.
So once you tell us again, let's just say, and I do this sometimes with other people on my show, when there's things that I'm not familiar with, I say, okay, right, if I was your brother-in-law, say I was Dustin before Dustin knew about reselling.
Yeah.
He said, Dustin, let's go to this Amazon outlet where they're going to resell Amazon returns. We can make a ton of money. I'm going to teach you how to do it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm Adam. I'm your brother-in-law.
All right.
Okay, Adam. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you. How to
you
do
might be
Amazon
my Polish brother-in-law, Adam.
There you go.
So
I'll buy you some Polish sausage.
Yeah. So the first thing,
let's start from the beginning.
Yeah. So before that, Adam, have you already started reselling anything? Like, do you know how to resell, or
I've been reselling for about 4 years now.
Perfect.
99% on eBay.
In this case, like if I'm telling you about the
no, I'm playing along. I can play act.
Okay. So let's say, okay, Adam, I know that you're a reseller. You're going to thrift stores and stuff like that. It's like, all right, I've been going to these Amazon stores. It's like, come with me, one Sunday or whatever. So the key to this is that for anybody, looking at these Amazon return stores or whatever, is follow them on any kind of social media that they have. You have to know when the restock day is. Could be Sunday, could be Saturday, right? Find out when they open. Like, it would be good to go there before, and then just kind of talk to the workers and kind of ask how it operates. Because for a lot of people, and this happens when I'm there, new people come up to us and they see the line. They're like, man, what time did you get here? It's like, oh, we got here at this time. It's like, oh, well, I just showed up, and you're like the 100th one in line. It's like, you're probably not going to find anything good. You know what I mean?
Well, let me interrupt you there, because I tell you, I get sidetracked sometimes.
Yeah.
What's your rule of thumb as far as to say they open up at 10 o'clock in the morning? When would you get there?
If it's 10 o'clock in the morning, I would probably get there no later than 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Okay.
So, for example, our bin store that we currently go to opens up at 9, right? Okay. We usually get there by 6, and we're probably around 20 something in line.
You get there 3 hours before they open, you're like 20 something in line.
The person that's there 1 and 2, they get there at midnight.
Well, I couldn't do that in this weather. Not around here. Maybe in the summertime.
So, but then again, here's the thing.
But that's no story.
Here's the thing about these Amazon return stores is that even though you get there early, you're not guaranteed to find the best stuff, because it's hit or miss, and it's probably from that number one spot to that 20th spot, it's probably maybe 20 or 30 seconds. You know what I mean? From getting into the door.
Okay.
So that's when experience comes into play. Like knowing what you're looking for, knowing certain items that you've been doing it for a lot. It's like, okay, I know this brand, I know that this connects to a phone, so I'm gonna grab it. And just quick tips, like I always bring gloves because your hands are gonna get dirty. You might break something and you might cut yourself.
Right.
I always bring my own bags, my IKEA bags, to throw it
There
in.
you go. The reseller's best friend.
Yeah. So, and then another thing, if I think it's valuable, I just throw it in my bag. Just throw everything in my bag. After I get done shopping, and you guys, if you go to my YouTube channel, I put a GoPro on my chest and you see me go into the store, digging the stuff, looking for things. And I also have a video, like when you see me doing this off to the side, I'm sitting there talking to you and explaining what I'm looking for, explaining my thought process. So after I grab the things, put in my bag, there's always time afterwards to look at the item, look at the sold comps, and decide if I want to keep it or throw it back in the bin. So back to your question, Adam. So if you're coming with me, it's like, okay, Adam, we have to get there at 6 in the morning. I'll come pick you up at 5:30, and it's like, and then while you're there, I tell you, okay, Adam, bring your own bags. So you're not fooling around and holding a bunch of stuff. So just anything that you think is profitable, just throw it in your bag. Don't even think about it. Just throw it in your bag and just keep looking. And after you're done with everything, you're done looking, check it, make sure it's working good, make sure it looks like it hasn't been broken or anything, check the sold comps, and then go back in there and go back to where people are putting stuff back, because a lot of the people that are there, they're just shopping for themselves. They're not necessarily shopping to resell stuff. So someone may be putting something back that they don't need personally, but that it could sell for $50 and above, and it's like you're going to buy it, because it's worth some money. So
Actually, that was kind of like in my brain. I was going to ask you about that. I was actually thinking about that, kind of like when I used to, back in the day when they had like dollar days. I guess they still do at like a thrift store. So you go in there, you're like grab, and then you take it and you look for flaws and look for faults,
exactly.
and then you scan things and whatnot. But if you don't grab it and somebody else grabs it, you're out of luck. But if you grab it, you can always put it back. But if you don't grab it,
put it back. Exactly. You're not obligated to buy the things that you grab. Man, I've been to the stores plenty of times. Got there at 6 or 5 or whatever the case is, and I put tons of stuff in my bag and walk out with nothing, because it's like the stuff that I got isn't profitable enough for me to make money or the money that I want to make on it.
Right.
I can make a couple bucks or $5, but to me, it's not worth it.
Well, that's the thing too. Like you said, you got to take the opportunity and grab it, and then do your research. You can always do your research once you have it in your bag, but if you leave it on the shelf, or the I guess, do they do like bins like at a Goodwill? How is it set up?
It's kind of like that. Like most places, they'll have like these wired baskets, like and then on the bottom, it's like particle board or whatever, so they just throw stuff on there. I've seen it to where they're like wooden bins with a real shallow wooden bins on the bottom. It's like carpeted, which is better because you don't have to like bend over as much. So it's different places, different things like that. So I don't know. It's fun to do because you get to meet people, and it's like a rush, like going to the Goodwill bins or something like that. Because
I never had a rush to the Goodwill bins. I used to get a rush going to like dollar days at Goodwill, but
well, there you go. Yeah, it's kind of the same vibe. Do you have anything like that there in New Jersey? Probably
they're
not.
just starting to open up in the area. They just
Okay.
one in Philadelphia, and I think they have one in South Jersey somewhere.
Okay, you need to go.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to go like you said. I'm going to go scout it first, and then
go and like I said, find out, because a lot of the times too, if you follow them on their socials, Facebook or Instagram or whatever, they'll show you like the top items that they're going to have. To try to get people in the door. You know what I mean?
Now again, I guess there's some chain. I guess most of them are probably chains, right? They're not like independent ones, right?
A lot of them are independent
Or
ones
independents?
because
Okay.
what they do is like, say me, you, Adam, we're in business together. You're
Right.
like, we're gonna buy a bunch of pallets, and
We
we
buy
have all this
pallets.
stuff that's not worth any money. We're
Gotcha.
gonna throw it in a bin and have the public come and pick it up. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So that's what a lot of these people are doing. They'll sell off all the high dollar items and they'll leave all the junk to the public. So that's another thing. You got to make sure you know which bins are better than others, because some of them are just garbage. They're like,
So if you have multiple retail outlets in your area, you have to know which one tend to have like the better selection.
exactly. Like there's one that we
Almost like
used to
thrift
go.
stores.
Exactly. There was one that we used to go to that was awesome. That everything was $5. But now what they're doing is they're taking all the really good stuff and putting it in small lots and selling it online.
Oh, okay.
So everything that's left in the bins, even on restock day, is like Dollar General stuff that nobody
Oh,
ever
geez.
wants.
What's that?
Yeah.
I don't pay $7 for Dollar General stuff.
Exactly. You know,
You
it's
can't
not
make any
even worth.
money. You got to have some
It's
little
like
meat on the bone,
literally
as I
there's
like to
like a
say.
yellow tag, the yellow Dollar General tag on it that says like $2, and you're charging $7 for it. It's like, how is that? How does that even work?
All right, so the first thing is get there 2 to 3 hours early if you can. Well, in fact, the first thing I guess is to
It
pre-scout,
depends.
right?
It depends because, you know, like they'll say, well, people start showing up in this time, this time. Like you got to know, like for you, what's the most, like a lot, you know, like time is something that's the most valuable. You know, you can't get it back or whatever, right? You
Right.
know, so it's like to
I said at the
you,
end of my show
is
all the
it
time, time is your most valuable
yeah,
asset.
is it worth you spending 3 hours before they even open and not guaranteed to get everything, you know, or just like going right before they open and still picking up some stuff? So it's like depends on what you want, how you manage your time.
Right.
Like if you're going to be sleeping, you know, those 3 hours, you might as well get there. You know what I mean? Unless you
Right.
value your sleeping, you don't sleep throughout the week, you know, something like that.
Right. So, like I said, I guess the first thing I would do is, like you said, to pre-scout the location, find out how things work, what day they have the set up the pricing, and I guess typically they have like one price, and then they have like 3 different days the price goes down.
Correct.
So would it be like maybe 7, 5, 3, 1,
Yeah,
or
yeah. Like the last day, it's usually like $1 or a quarter or
yeah? And
something
what
like
are you going to
that.
find for $1 a quarter? Nothing to resell.
Well, that's the thing. Like I have a friend that people usually line up on quarter day, like before the store opens,
Okay. Okay.
because they'll go in like on $3 day, and it's like, okay, this isn't worth $3, but I know this is probably going to be here on quarter day,
Okay.
so that's what I'm going to be looking for on quarter day.
So
You know,
they're kind of like pre-scouting, like on $3
exactly,
day to pick it up on quarter day.
exactly.
Okay, well, I guess I don't
So
know if
it's
I would. Well, I would do that, but I guess that's philosophy.
yeah. So
That's not your philosophy, though, right?
I mean,
You go there on
like
$7 days, right?
yeah, but like I said, I do this part time. So if I was
True.
doing
So it
it
depends on
full
your
time,
schedule.
if I'm doing it full time, I'm going every quarter day,
Okay.
because to me it'll be worth my time going on quarter day, because I know that there could be something that I bought for a quarter that I could sell easily for $10, you know, and it's like I only have a
Okay.
quarter
So
in, you
you
know what
do
I
find
mean?
things like that occasionally where you quartered
Yeah,
items that you can sell for $10.
like even if it's loose or broken or some, you know, something that could be worth, like for instance, like I don't know, like sometimes you'll find like let's say like phone cases for like older model phones that aren't worth that much, but it's like for a quarter you can sell it for like $10, you know,
Okay.
something like that, like bands for your smartwatches, you know, like things like that, you know, that you can find that you can pick up for a quarter and you can sell them all day for way more than, you know, like $5, you know, something like that.
Right. Okay.
Just in time says no military invade country without a full plan of recon. I like that comment.
Okay. I don't always go with that, but okay. Okay. So when you look grabbing things, what in particular, certain things that we like bolos, things that we should be on the lookout for.
Just for like in the
I mean, in
bins or
general,
just
things that
in
you would
general?
find like on a regular basis that you might not be aware of.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I mean, I know you said you found lenses, you found electronics, you found a Chromebook, you found things that typically you find on a regular basis that come through the return. I know it varies. It's kind of,
Yeah,
kind of
it all
one-offs.
varies. I know that one thing anything you see that kind of like hooks up to your smartphone is usually going to be worth some money. Like, and
Okay.
then they'll have a picture on the smartphone on the box. You know, like one time, and you'll see this was like one of our first YouTube channels or YouTube videos on our channel.
Right.
We found, and I had no clue what this was, and we found 5 of these. They're called out owlets for like babies. It's like a little sock for like a baby that you put on the baby's foot. And
Okay.
what it is, it's like it monitors the baby's vitals, and so it hooks up to your smartphone. And we found 5 of these boxes, and each of these things we were like selling for like $200 a piece. And I didn't know what
Wow.
they were,
Okay.
but there was a lady when I was checking my stuff. She was like, "Oh, you found one of those?" It's like I've been looking for one of those for, and she was pregnant. She was clearly
Right.
pregnant, and she was like, "Can I buy one off of you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, how much do you want to offer me?" It's like, "I'll give you $100 for one." I'm like, "Cool." She PayPal'd me instantly $100, and I just handed her the item,
So
and
you
I
would
hadn't
pay
even paid for it.
$7 plus tax, and you just turn it over for
Oh,
$100.
I didn't even. It was just I was looking for it, so I still hadn't. I've
Oh, you
paid
hadn't
for
paid
the
anything
item.
for it, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So I just handed it to her.
Right.
But I mean, and later I found out they're like going for like 250, but it's
Right.
like, it's good karma or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like she
Hopefully,
was
yeah.
clearly pregnant and she was gonna need it.
Right. Well, yeah.
But I
Hopefully, you
knew
get some
what
good karma from that.
exactly. So I knew that this was like a baby item, which sells well. Baby items sell really well. And I knew that it hooked up to the phone somehow. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. I'm gonna throw it in my bag. And I found 4 of them. Dustin found one, and later we found out they were worth like 200 and something bucks. And in Target, like they're brand new. They were like $300.
Okay.
So that was one that, I mean, that's a good thing. That's, a good bolo baby stuff and anything that you could hook up to your iPhone or your smartphone somewhere.
Maggie's
Somehow.
familiar. Maggie has grandchildren, so she's familiar with it.
What
Lots
is
of
it?
parents
Lots of
swear by
parents.
them. She said my grandson
Yeah.
wore on his whole first year, but they were discontinued a few warnings by the FDA. Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, this was
Okay.
probably like 2 years ago we found these.
Okay.
So they don't sell them anymore. That's interesting. I wonder if the
Okay.
value of those have gone up because I guess you can't buy them anymore.
Right. Well, that's a possibility, or maybe gone down because of the FDA warnings. I guess it's something you have to research.
Yeah. I'm like curious now. I might have to look it up after we get off here.
Okay. So all right. So we got to the point now where like you're pretty much saying if you see something looks interesting, make sure you have your IKEA big blue IKEA bag.
Baby. Yeah.
It's around here somewhere. But anyway,
Throw it in the bag.
Throw it in the bag, and then you just use your app, right? Your eBay app to scan it.
Just look up your sold comps and scan the barcode if there's a barcode. Usually though, it's got that Amazon barcode.
It says the Amazon barcode, which you can't scan it, right?
So it's like, and sometimes I can't find the actual item. Like for instance, I found last Saturday, I found this car radio, and the box was like this big, and it's like, like an aftermarket car radio that's got like an Android operating system on it.
Okay.
And it's like a 10-inch screen. And I'm just like, man, I can't find this anywhere. I don't even know what to look up. So of course I pull out the old trusty Google Lens. I Google Lens that thing, and it gave me the exact model, exact thing. And I put that in. $250 easy.
You read my mind. That's where I was going to go. I figure, well, if you use the eBay app, the next thing would probably be a Google Lens if you're trying to identify what it is.
Exactly.
Because you got to put in the right search terms in eBay to find the thing.
Yep.
Or you could take a picture of it and try to use the app, but
it usually doesn't work that well. But Google Lens,
exactly.
Man,
Google Lens works very well. I almost every
friends.
show, the last few shows, I bought up Google Lens. I love it. I think it's great,
especially with toys that I find like at the thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I find a toy at the thrift store, it's like,
especially like a vintage toy, right? If you don't even know what it is,
I can look at the bottom, like try to find the model or the maker or whatever. It's like I'm just Google Lensing that sucker, and it pops up, and I'm just typing it in. It's easy.
Guys, like Maggie, I think I shared with you last week or the week prior. So we all pretty much know what Google Lens is. It's just like the little camera that when you hit on your Google on your app on your phone, has a little camera. You click on the camera, you get into focus, take a picture of it, and it'll give you search results. So it helps a lot. I mean, really good for resellers. Absolutely. Okay, right. So what else would you want to share with us about any tips or tricks as far as Amazon return shops? What would you recommend in addition to just grabbing stuff, putting in your bag, and checking sold?
I would say
check sold, just not listings. You got to check solds.
exactly. After you've been doing it for a while, like
Mhm.
I would just like start making connections. There's going to be the same people that go there every week. So it's like talk to them, make friends or talk to the owners and do certain things like that because a lot of the times, like like for instance, on Saturday, there was a reseller that I haven't seen in a long time. His name is Fred. I'm like, Fred, you doing okay? I haven't seen you in a while. You've been doing all right. And he's like, yeah, man. He said that he started dating this girl. It's that has a lot of money and is pretty wealthy. So he hasn't been, sourcing as much because he hasn't had needed the money. And so I'm like, well, that must be nice. And so he found a that's stethoscope, or what is it that you listen to heartbeat?
Stethoscope.
Stethoscope.
Right.
And he found
It's a
one,
mouthful.
exactly brand new. And I was like, oh man, Fred, that's a great
Well, like
find.
nurses need that and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
nursing students.
exactly. And I'm like, Fred, that's a great find. Like we always try to look for those because we flip them. They're good flips. They're easy
Okay.
flips.
Yeah, I've never found them, but I hear it's a good flip.
Yeah, good flips. I can't remember the brand. It starts with an L. It's like
Okay.
a good. I
Gotcha.
don't know why I can't say that word. That's the scope. How is it, Adam?
Stethoscope.
What is it?
So instead of like Stephanie, stethoscope.
Stethoscopes.
Like
Stethoscope.
a
There you
microscope,
go.
but a stethoscope.
There you go. I don't know why I can't say it right now,
It's
but
a mouthful. Now I'm all dry mouth.
yeah. So I'm telling Fred, I'm like, man, Fred, that's such a great find, man. Good job. And he's like, dude, do you want it? And I was like, are you just gonna give it to me? He was like, yeah, man, here you go, take it. And I'm just like, dude, that's awesome. So it's like just like that relationship that I have with Fred. And I know that like in the future, like if he wants something or if he needs something from me, or if I have something that he may like, I'm just
Right.
gonna give it to him. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you build those relationships with people that you
Right.
continuously like look out for. Or like sometimes we have a guy that just shops for his daughter, and grandkids. He's not a reseller, but it's like we find toys like for his granddaughter or whatever. It's like, hey man, here you go. This is I found this. You throw it in the bag and you just let them have it. Because you found it. Kind of thing. Legos,
And then
stuff like
hopefully he
that.
knows
So
what you're looking for, and he can, share the favor. Say,
exactly,
oh, I know you
exactly.
guys like this. Here, maybe you might be interested in this. And you like, I tell people all the time, I call it networking. It's or about basically about being friendly. I mean,
Yeah,
I
just
used to
being
do
friendly, just being a good dude.
same thing if these guys that do these storage auctions. I mean, you got to connect with other people. I mean, maybe they buy storage auctions and they hate selling clothes. So you hook up with a storage auction buyer that hates selling clothes, and you're a clothing seller. You connect with them, you sell clothing. Maybe they don't want to sell electronics. You're an electronics seller, you pick up their electronics. Or they don't do Facebook Marketplace. They don't want to sell big furniture.
Big
So
items.
you pick up that
Exactly.
stuff. So here's your answer.
Tommy, I
Tommy
didn't
Bernard, the man, the
that's
myth, the
crazy.
legend.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Ellen
Who
has
would have
been
thought?
pulled from all the apps now. They are now deemed a medical device and have restrictions. I sold
That's
our
crazy.
babies 2 months ago before they got pulled.
I sold it just at the right time, I guess. The peak.
Yeah. So,
I
so
wonder
you
if a
never
lot
know.
of those now will be liquidated, because you can't sell them,
Right. You
or
probably, I guess the only way you could probably sell them, I guess, is on like a local. I don't know. They would list
yeah,
on
it would like
Facebook.
Facebook Market.
I don't
Well, I
even
guess
know.
if the apps,
If the
yeah,
app's pulled, maybe can't even sell them on Facebook Marketplace anymore. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate that.
yeah, there'll be a way to sell them, just like I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy
Isn't that
because
crazy?
a lot of people. I know I remember seeing them at Target and at Walmart and all that stuff. That's crazy.
Megan is all about it. She says they're coming out with a new one in January. So there you go.
Interesting. I wonder how they're going to get by that.
I never even heard of it, and people in the chat all know about
Yeah,
it.
they're pretty legit. It was just like a
Okay.
little. It's not even it's like a sock that just goes on the baby's foot and it
Okay.
tells you everything about the baby.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So what else do you want to tell us about? Buying things at the outlet, and then we'll get into the other portion of the show. Talk
Sure.
about your YouTube channel, your podcast, all 9 yards.
There's certain items, of course, that are counterfeit that you may find. That's why they're there. So just do your due diligence and make sure you're not buying counterfeit stuff. Because I mean, what have we found that's been fake? Funko Pops, Pokemon cards, like refrigerator water filters. Like they make a bunch of fake stuff that of course you can't sell it and it just gets liquidated. So,
Right.
and then sometimes, which this is awesome, um, a lot of people have like fulfilled by Amazon and they'll
Yes.
forget to pay their bill or something, and then they'll
Okay.
liquidate all their store. So sometimes in the bins, you can tell when that happens because you'll see like a lot of really random stuff, like
Okay.
vintage.
So basically, Amazon is liquidating them. They sell the pallets or whatever to these people that buy pallets. Say these
Exactly.
people didn't pay their bills, right? Yeah. Yeah.
And you can tell because it's like usually it's like vintage toys, like still in the package, just like really random good stuff,
Okay. And
and
I
it's like,
guess
oh,
sometimes the storage fees are going up, and people, just say, "Well, keep it," and then Amazon liquidates it, makes money off of it.
exactly.
Because they don't want to pay
Exactly.
to have it shipped back to them.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah. So,
yeah, so that's always good. So
oh, Mike's getting into cookies, Christmas cookies.
let's go. What's your favorite kind of Christmas cookie, Adam?
I like the Nestle Toll House, the chocolate chip cookies with walnuts.
Oh,
That's what
those
I
are
used
the
to like.
ones that come in those tins, that you get.
They used to, you could buy them like in like the tube in the refrigerator section of the
Okay.
supermarket, but I used to make them from scratch. I used to, when I was like, I told you, everybody pretty much knows I was in a wine and liquor business, so
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of money, so I would make like dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of these cookies, and then box them up and give them to my customers. It was like a good customer, I give them like a shirt box full of it. The small
Nice.
customer, I give them a little box, and people appreciated that instead of me giving them like $10 gift cards and the real big ones. I would give $50, $100 gift cards, but for the most part, I would just give out my crisp cookies, and people love them.
That's awesome.
Mike says chocolate chip cookies, but no damn nuts though.
Oh, I like them. I like the walnuts, almonds. I feel like it makes the cookie a little better.
Oh, we'll do a little jingle bells for you guys. I'm not gonna wear this hat because it's too darn hot. But
Is that a hat too? Oh, what is it?
no, it's just like you hang on a wall.
All right, there you go.
I haven't had Casey the Rockstar flipper. I gotta have one. But one of my shows, I wear the hat and I did like a little jingle bells thing as around
right.
Christmas time. So, guys, if there are any questions for Ray, put them in the chat. I'm just going to do some housekeeping. I'm going to have Ray tell you guys about his TikTok, his YouTube channel, his podcast, All 9 Yards. I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping, guys. Again, I'm not monetized. So again, if you get any kind of value, please consider helping me out. I have, PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App, etc. I also have Randy's website listed. I tell you guys, Randy, my moderator, sells specialty coffees, spices, and candies, old-fashioned candies. And again, guys, if you want to buy anything from Ray, you help me out. He's going to pay me a small commission. You just put AE next to your name when you register. So Randy's kind enough to help. And again, guys, we mentioned in the last several videos, if you don't have a thermal printer, Randy has hooked up with some really excellent, like commercial grade thermal printers, the Zebra printers. They're all tested. They make sure he has the power cores, a roll of labels, whole 9 yards, and they're $75 to $100 off the normal eBay prices. So again,
Oh wow,
$150 with free shipping. Just contact me. I'll put you in touch with Randy. So that's my portion of the show. We'll have you get into your social media, and once you tell the people again, you have the podcast, YouTube channel, TikTok, etc. What you tell the people about your show.
So again, we have the podcast This Week in Reselling, which is it's great. A lot of people listen to it for some reason, so we're doing something right. We do it live every Sunday night. We won't have one this Sunday because of course Christmas, but Adam, I would love to have you on at some point. That'd be great. I think January's filled up, but we can put you in for sure. So if you guys want to check that out, This Week in Reselling everywhere you listen to podcasts. We currently have the video version on Spotify. So if you have Spotify, just type in This Week in Reselling, it'll pop up and you get to see our beautiful faces on there. But if you want to join us every Sunday night, we do it live on our YouTube channel, The Nashville Flippers. And we just hit 2K, which is awesome. But we have great videos on there of us going to these bin stores that we've been talking about. We're going to try to do more tip videos on how to, go to the bins and stuff like that. So that's coming up in the new year. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok put stuff on there. Usually, like all of our finds, we put them on TikTok and Instagram. We'll put them up on Reels, and that's pretty much it. Appreciate everyone coming on. Excuse me. And yeah, that's pretty much it, Adam.
Yeah. So guys, I know Sharon's been sharing them throughout the show, and appreciate Sharon dropping the links in the chat. And again, any of the links to Ray's channel, they're in the description section. I have his TikTok, his YouTube, his Instagram, and also a link to his podcast. So guys, if you're interested in reselling, you definitely want to check out Ray's channel and Ray and Dustin's channel, the National Flippers.
Yeah.
Again,
And one of our goals this year, Adam, is I was just talking to Dustin today that we want to buy a van for all of our reselling adventures.
Okay.
So that's the goal for this year.
Scooby-Doo van.
Exactly. That's what he said too. He's like, we need to just paint it, and put like Scooby-Doo style National Flippers on the side. And I'm like, hey, we can write everything off on that van. So it would be a smart business decision, at least,
It's a write-off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, guys. Again, I always thank you guys for your time. Like I said earlier, your time is your most valuable asset. So I want to thank Ray for his time, giving up his time and sharing with us his expertise and trying to help make us better, more successful and profitable resellers. I want to thank you, people that are watching live stream and also watching the replay. Again, it's the holiday week, Christmas this Saturday, and New Year's coming up. I will have a live stream next Wednesday.
Nice.
I'm always looking for resellers that have one. So Ray was kind enough to help me out. I got a little bit of a jam. I was supposed to have somebody on, and they had to cancel. So I'm going to hopefully reschedule that person. If you guys were watching the show prior, you know who it was. So hopefully I can reschedule them and in the future. So again,
anytime,
guys,
Adam.
I want to wish you a merry and a happy, and we shall see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everyone. Take care now.
See y'all. God bless. Peace.